How many of you guys are huge Halo fans? If you're anything like me, you know everything ins and the outs of the Halo universe. You really enjoyed this franchise and you've played all the installments, but those crappy like Spartan Assault things, I'm sure some of you've played that, but it's not here. I have not done that. But anyway, Halo Infinite's the next one in this expansion, and we've been waiting for any type of news on this game. We haven't really seen too much of it, besides that CGI cutscene that was at E3 2019, but today we actually got a new trailer for Halo Infinite, and I want to talk about it. But before we get on with the video, definitely hit that like button if you guys enjoyed the video. You can always subscribe for weekly content, and you can always follow me on Twitter at LordAddictILP. Without any further ado, let's get on with the video. What's going on, you guys? Gaming Addict here, coming at you for another video. Like I said, we're going to be talking about Halo Infinite today. And what we're going to be talking about specifically is the actual trailer that they launched today on YouTube, on Twitter. It actually got a lot of traffic, it got a lot of likes, got a lot of retweets, and it got a lot of the people in the Halo community hyped for this. People want to see this game. People want to see anything on Halo Infinite at this point. Now, what did this particular trailer have? Well, it had a distress signal that looked like it was intercepted from Atriox's camp, and there was a lot of information that was going on it. Now, first off, I want to say is it was not Atriox from the looks of it. It looked like it was someone that was in his camp, but it wasn't the actual Atriox himself. I would assume it was one of his commanders, but I'm sure we'll see more in the actual game. Now, for those of you that doesn't know who Atriox is in the Halo Wars 2 franchise, and what he is he's pretty much the main antagonist of that game. He is a brute that grew into power because he was banished out of the Covenant a long time ago. Atriox got so big he was actually able to fight the Covenant themselves. There's a lot of the times in the game that Isabel actually says that during the time that humanity was fighting the Covenant, Atriox was fighting the Covenant in another section of the universe. Now, between Halo Wars 1 and 2, there's a 28-year wait. Now, they went cryo-sleep from Halo 1, and they woke up in Halo Wars 2, and it's taken place, I think, 6 months after the events of Halo 5, so it's definitely in the time frame that would be necessary for this storyline to be relevant in Halo Infinite. Now, in the distress call, it looks like his lackeys are saying that they're about to have complete ownership. They're about to completely take over one of the rings. And I'm assuming it's the ring that Anders, at the end of Halo Wars 2, shot off into jump space with. But I'm not completely know, that's just speculation. Also, the distress call definitely, called out the prophets, saying there was false prophets. And I think it's really interesting that they themselves would bring up the prophets so long after the prophets have been defeated. So I'm kind of curious, maybe the old covenant, the covenant that, is that the Arbiter was fighting in Halo 5, maybe they're joining up with Atriox, and they're going to combine forces and become, a more deadly covenant than there was in the first trilogy. So what does this mean? I honestly do think Atriox is going to be a huge role. It is kind of interesting. This is the first thing that they show to really jumpstart the event that's going to happen in July. So that makes me think that Atriox might be the main antagonist. Now, I do think because Atriox is the main antagonist, they're going to have to do something with Cortana. So they might combine Cortana and Atriox and have them combine forces to fight you in the Flood. Now, I don't know if the Flood and humanity is going to team up, because it's always left to right. Now, they did do it in Halo 3 to able to get to the bridge of the Ark, but I don't know if they would do that again. I think this is good for Halo, it's good for the brand, because Master Chief has never fought someone as dominant as Atriox. Atriox in Halo Wars 2 took on 3 Spartans. Now, they were reject Spartans, they had to do the program twice, but they still are Spartans. They did have outdated armor on, but they're still Spartans, and he took on 3 of them. And that makes me think, it's going to be a really good fight if you end up having to fight Atriox as Master Chief. Now, obviously, Arbiter is going to be here in some form or shape, but that's pretty much what the entire trailer said. Now, a lot of it is up to speculation. I would assume, since this was announced, there's going to be a lot of information that comes up in the next, probably, I would say 3 weeks, we'll have an actual trailer, and then maybe it will tell us when exactly the July event's going to happen, and you can catch the rest of the information at that. But anyway, tell me what you guys think. Put that in the comment section below. Is Atriox a character that you would be interested in being in Halo Infinite? I'm kind of curious on that. Or would you prefer just the Flood and not Atriox? Or maybe vice versa. Maybe you want Atriox and not the Flood. Flood. I kind of think they're both going to be in there, but that's just me. But anyway, definitely put that in the comment section below. You can always like the video, like I said, if you enjoyed it. But anyway, this is Gaming Addict. I'm out of here. Peace.